and you
Thank you, Kathy.
Thumbs up. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
We have some breaking. Thank you, Sarah. All right, coming up next, he's proven himself to be anything but a meathead.
You are revealing your age by
Really?
saying that. Yeah, we're going to talk with the acclaimed director, producer, and actor, the one and only Rob Reiner, right after this.
Nights to every chase. The new series Chase, Mondays this fall on NBC.
With ageless classic films like When Harry Met Sally and Stand By Me, Rob Reiner reminds us why he's one of Hollywood's most successful and respected filmmakers.
Absolutely. And if you ever had the first love, you're bound to fall for the characters in this newest film. It's called Flipped. The movie tells the story of Julie and Bryce, two teens who first meet when they are just 8 years old. Take a look.
I couldn't believe it. There I was, holding hands with this strange girl. How did I get into this mess?
Well, hello. I see you've met my son.
Finally, I did the only manly thing available when you're 7 years old.
Love it. Hey,
and it follows those kids through the story.
Thank you.
Listen, welcome and thank you. Thank you for this movie.
I love that we're all in black. I think that's
well, I'm in mourning for my birthday, but what's your excuse?
I wanted to be formal for you ladies.
Well, this is such a great movie because so many movies are out there. You cannot take the whole family. And Rob, this is one of those that everyone can know.
It is. Any age. It works for any age. And what's interesting about this is it's called Flipped. And what happens is we do flip back and forth between the girl's point of view and the boy's point of view. So you'll see, this is the boy's point of view, what you just showed.
Yeah.
The girl's point of view, when she sees him looking, he's got this beatific smile on his face. He's happy to meet her.
Yeah.
So she has a completely different take on it.
But you believe both.
Yes.
You believe them both.
Absolutely.
And you know who you were, played the grandfather, the gentleman that was...
John Mahoney.
John Mahoney from Frasier.
Yeah, no, he's brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant.
And nasty Anthony...
Anthony Edwards from ER.
the sweetest guy
He's
in
the
the
sweetest
world.
guy in the world, and he's the bad guy. I mean, he's not the bad guy, but he's got a mean streak to him. Yes.
Now, it wasn't
He's
easy.
the Archie Bunker.
Yes, there you go. There you go.
It wasn't easy to get this movie to the screen, was it?
No, it was very tough because it's a small movie. You know, nobody gets exploded. Nobody's chasing after anybody. It's like I say, I like to make movies about human beings that live on Earth. I mean, it's a very new concept. Yeah. Very hard to sell.
Frank Capra did it well, as I remember.
Yeah,
a couple of guys did it.
One of my favorite directors of all time.
This was actually a book first,
yes,
right?
Yes, it was a book, and it was actually brought to me by my son, who was 11 years old at the time. Nick Reiner brought it home from school and said, "Dad, let's read this together." And we read it. The two of us read it together, and I just absolutely flipped over this thing.
But you decided not to have it set currently, but to have it set in the 50s and 60s.
Which I think was smart.
I was 12 going on 13 back in the late 50s, early 60s, and that's when I first fell in love.
What was her name? I bet you remember.
I do remember. Her name was Kathy Shrillo.
Yeah.
She was blonde, Kathy, blonde.
Few memories coming back.
And she had curly hair. She looked like Haley Mills, the old Parent Trap, you know. And we exchanged the ID bracelets, and I remember first time I tried to kiss her, she hit me with a hairbrush. And that's when I knew it was love.
That's
because I was willing to endure pain to get a kiss. Yeah.
And you didn't stay in touch, probably.
No,
but she's going to get in touch with you now.
I haven't seen her, you know, but her house where she used to live was about 2 blocks away from where my office is now. And every once in a while, I'll drive by just to look at the house.
But that's what I love about this movie. As you're watching it, it's with such a familiarity. You're going, oh, I remember when I felt like that. And I remember when I went peeking in their backyard and all that.
And nobody ever forgets the first person they fell in love with.
Yes.
Everybody remembers that first kiss.
What do you think about the way everything's changing, Rob? I mean, we were just talking about reality shows and how they're grabbing all this. Just how difficult to make something real like this.
It is. It's very hard. Reality shows, it's not really reality.
Not at all.
They tell you it's reality, but it's all scripted, and you don't seem to have talent. I mean, you basically just have to be a friend of somebody who's famous because they were the son or daughter of somebody. I mean, it's like
talent is a detriment.
Yeah, it's very bad.
It'll get in your way.
Yeah, it really gets in your way. You don't want to have talent. You want to just be able to be a person who somebody heard of.
And this young boy is Australian, actually.
Yes,
plays Bryce.
The boy who plays Bryce, his name is Callum McAuliffe. He is absolutely brilliant.
What a star.
We looked all over to find him, and he has a thick Aussie accent in real life. When you hear him, he'd be able to turn it on and off.
And the young girl that plays Julie is precious.
She's brilliant, absolutely. She's got got as good an acting ability as any adult I've ever worked with.
They're so real. The movie is
We wish you such
beautiful.
It's
Thank
such a
you so
terrific
much.
film. And again, it opens in selected cities August 27th. Get your tickets.
You're going to love it. Up next, whether your child is heading to kindergarten or to college, how to ease the first day of school jitters right after this.